Hi, I'm Dale Kolosna. I'm a computer science teacher at Denmark High School. I've been asked to present a lesson that we did at the end of my course for Introduction to Digital Technology. This is mostly 9th and 10th graders. It's the first class in the Information Technology Career Tech pathway. So for this end of course project, this took about a week and a half to do. It kind of pulled together all the lessons that we've been doing throughout the year. We started out with doing a project guide, learning how to do project guides. So planning out what they're going to do for their project before they actually start doing it. Here's an example of one for this project where they had to fill in, do brainstorming, what product they were going to do a design sketch. And for this design, they were using software and hardware for this, and I'll show that in a minute. After they've done their quick design sketch, I do a check to make sure they're not being too ambitious. Then they would get into planning out their programming. So all the programming things that we learned this year, they were needed to include. So they had things like functions and for loops, and those are all things that were chunked throughout the year. Once they got into doing the software design, then they would start designing for the hardware. So the hardware was based on these little circuit boards that we got. These are about $20 a piece. I have one for every student. And what's really cool about these, it pretty much has all the capabilities of a smartphone. So for example, this has touch pads, so you can sense touch. It's got sensors, so it can sense motion. It has temperature sensors on it. It has speakers on it, and motion detection, and it also has an infrared sensor, so you could actually program these to be a remote control for a television set. So a lot of capabilities. We didn't get to all the capabilities, but again, that was all chunked. We kind of worked on one sensor at a time. So they had to come up with this original design, and also, which is kind of neat, you can also add things to this with wires. And if I can get this plugged in, you can see this pops up, and you can see they have little LEDs that they can play with and change the colors and things. And then they can easily connect wires to this so that they can do some accessories on it. So that's kind of cool. So I'll just hook this one up just to kind of show you how you could hook up an LED to it. And of course, things never work when you expect them to. So anyway, this would light a little LED on the edge of it. So we'll move on. These are some examples of the projects that they did. They came up with, they were using common materials. I have like pipe cleaners and construction paper and glue. Legos was popular. And so these are some of the things they came up with. This is an Iron Man glove that would work on a sensor. That would light up things, kind of a toy. This was, I think, was a night light that would increase the light as it got darker. This was part of a game, kind of like, like a Wii type thing, where it senses the motion of the board and it would drive a game on a screen. This was a Bop It game where they could do different things like, we would ask it to cover it or, make a noise or things like that. And then this one I'm going to show you is a piano that someone made with Legos, and the keys are just connections with the wires I was talking about earlier and with paper clips. So let me show you the code. So what they're doing in here is, this is kind of the screen. This is kind of like my phone screen. So this is, so they're playing with user interfaces. So interacting with that. And then this is the code, things they had to have, certain things that we had learned over the year had to be included in their code. And then if we start this up, I can show you quickly. And then I can run it. And this software is driving this circuit board through this cable. You actually could download the software and remove the cable if you needed to, but we just kept it connected to keep things simple. And then the software is also running the screen, so this would be like the screen of your telephone. And they set it up so that you could do a scale. So if I press down on a key, it would show up. You would hear the noise from the circuit board, and you'd also see it playing out on the screen up here. And they did a whole scale, and it lights up the LEDs for different colors, and the same color matches up there. And they also added an extra feature where you could push a button on here and actually change the octave. So we could go to a low octave and change to a higher octave. So, nice little thing. So the kids were really engaged in this project. It's very physical, it puts everything together. They like the idea that these are the things that are inside their smartphones, so that was really cool. It also shows them how computers are not just typically desktop computers or PCs anymore, that computers are pretty much everywhere. You got them in your watches, you got them in your doorbells, you got them in your thermostats. So just seeing how real-world applications to what they've been doing in class. And the other good thing is this integrates well with the next level. The next class they would take in the pathway is AP Computer Science Principles. And these are a lot of the same constructs that they need for their AP portfolio that they'll be submitting in. So, hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you.